Bill with Immaculate Paint Protection. Welcome to our shop. We're going to wash up a Corvette Z06 today. We're going to get the car prepped up for ceramic coating and paint protection film. So stick around to the rest of the series. We'll show you how we do paint correction and ceramic coating. And we'll also show you how we apply paint protection film to this brand new Corvette Z06. Take this time to subscribe, like the video. That helps us out here. Again, small shop. I'm Bill, I own the company. I'm doing this all by myself for the most part, most days in here. That like button, that subscribe button really helps us out. Thank you. They drove the car from Kentucky, but they applied a temporary paint protection film to the vehicle to make sure it doesn't get rock chips and stone chips on the front. Well, rock chips and stone chips just come from driving, guys. That's where it really comes down to. That guy in front of you gets off to the side of the road, kicks up a bunch of gravel at you. Now you're driving 60, 70, you know, maybe you're not doing the speed limit in a car like this. You're driving 100 miles an hour down the road, you hit a rock, guess what? That's going to chip your paint up. That's what paint protection film does. Let's get right into it. So we're inside now. We're here to wash a 2023 Corvette Z06. Dedicated black bucket on the nice big 3-inch casters there to make it help us roll around the shop. Black bucket that's dedicated to the wheels and the tire cleaning operation. We have a Kronzel pressure washer there, a 1612T. All our tools are inside the bucket, and we're going to start off at the back passenger wheel. In that bucket there is Gyeon foam. The unique thing about this Corvette Z06 right now is that this car has the carbon ceramic brake rotor option. So a couple things we got to be careful of on this. So we're going to use Gyeon foam that's in the pump sprayer there. Typically we use a different product. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we use the Gyeon foam. That way it's safe on the carbon ceramic rotors. So how do you know if you have carbon ceramic rotors? Well, if you've paid for them, you'll definitely know them. This is an $8,000 option on these Corvettes. Sometimes we've heard $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for the carbon ceramic option on some of these Ferraris. What we want to do is we want to make sure we're using the right product. Gyeon wheel and tire cleaner is excellent. With the carbon ceramic rotors, we're not going to take the chance to use it on that. The iron removing product will get down, seep into the rotors, and potentially could do some damage. On other wheels though, your Mercedes, your BMW, a real dirty set of wheels, Gyeon wheel and iron cleaner is an option. We're spraying Gyeon tire cleaner on the tire. That's going to soak in on the rubber there. Now, first step of the operation is we'll take our nice big Boars hair brush here. That's awesome. It's really soft. It's an expensive brush, but you know, these are expensive vehicles and the job is required, and expensive vehicles that deserve expensive tools. So we start at the bottom, work our way up counterclockwise. Always start at the bottom for a couple reasons. One, I like starting in the same spot every time, and I know where I stop, where I start. And then two, I believe that just by starting at the bottom there, working our way up, we're not going to dilute the cleaning product that's coming down there. Trying to get into the spokes there. We'll just spend some time with our nice big Boars hair brush there. The nice thing about the carbon ceramic package is the fact that they don't shed off, spit out all the brake dust. So naturally the wheels will be easier to clean. They won't be as dirty going forward. So that's one of the benefits of having that option on the vehicle. Just want to make sure we get all the dirt out there. Now here we're going to use our lug nut brush, right? So first thing you do with a lug nut brush is, you know what we're going to do. We're going to clean the lug nuts out. Yeah, that's obvious. Then we'll come down in here. We'll get all these nooks and crannies in the spokes there. A little extra attention to detail here, nooks and crannies. Those are tough areas that, you know, especially if we're going to do a ceramic coating, we'll make sure this is all clean going out. But you clean off the little nooks and the crannies there every time. Keeps the wheels looking nice. That's just the difference between having a so-so looking car and having an amazing looking car. We can reach in there. We can grab the brake caliper. That's where we're moving around the vehicle. And there's low miles in this vehicle, carbon ceramic brakes. Wheels are honestly really pretty clean, but we're going to go through, clean everything, follow the process, and then we know when we put a ceramic coating on, that whole vehicle is going to be clean. Now we're going to come in. Here's our barrel brush. So in side to side, let's scrub the barrels down. Clean barrels is the difference between the winners and the losers. And you're not going to the car show. You just want to have the cleanest car in the block. Clean your barrels out. That's how we do it right there. So again, start at the bottom, soap, work counterclockwise, and make sure you get the whole thing. The vehicle's pretty clean, so this is just a real nice brush here to go in and get everything clean in the barrels. Nooks and crannies, get that all cleaned out right through there. Now we're moving along really nicely. Now this barrel brush is really nice here. Helps us get in, can get behind the brake caliper. If you can't get behind the brake caliper, don't feel like you need to jam it in. Just skip past the brake caliper, you'll get in the car, you'll move the car, rotate the wheels 180 degrees, and you can get the, till the valve stem is completely opposite of it. That means we rotate at around 180 degrees. Here is the wheel and fender arch brush. So we're gonna come in, we're gonna clean inside the wheel fenders in here. This is nice. This works out great in these nice big trucks. Corvette like this. Look, this car is gonna wind up going to a car show. We know it's gonna go to a car show. Reach in there, start from the bottom. Typically, this works really well on a plastic surface. If you have the carpet fiber in there, it's not gonna be as effective, so we'll hit the pressure washer on that. Tire cleaner second time. We do that. Tire cleaner may have dried off throughout the process. We'll come in, we have a nice stiff white bristle brush here. Again, start at the bottom, go counterclockwise. Let's scrub this off. The first time on these vehicles like this, it may not lather up as much just because it's some silicone dressing that they put for the delivery on there. We're spraying the tire, Gyeon tire cleaner. We have our tire brush there. Let's start scrubbing through. A little more force on this one. Again, I'm not seeing it lather up as much. Again, that's some of the silicone tire dressing. So we'll have to rinse this off and we'll scrub it again. There we go. Rinse off the tire one more time. Let's rinse the tire off. And then we'll come back, we'll spray it again. And we'll reach in, we'll find our tire cleaner. Make sure we got the right bottle, tire cleaner, spray tire cleaner. And then we can come in and we can scrub it off. Get the tire brush. That's a little more lather right there. That's what we want to see. The trick here is when we clean these tires, we want to see white lather. So once it's white, that means the tire is clean. If we get a coffee color, well, like they say, you rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat, scrub until you get to the white lather. Now we can take our pressure washer, we're in there, we're going to rinse out the tires, we're going to come in, we're going to rinse out the fabric inside that wheel well, the wheel arch lining there, and that's great. So we want to pretty much get all of the soap off the wheel and tire at this point. There we go, rinse it again. Have a nice rubber tip at the end of the pressure washer there, so if we get in close there, we don't have to worry about damaging or marring the paint. So just pay attention to your tools, make sure you're using tools in a process that's safe. You're not going to damage the paint. Engineered special wheel covers. So trick is here, these are just some brand new plastic bags. Cover up the wheels at this point. The reason we're going to cover up the wheels is as we get into the rest of the wash process. You're going to see this in a minute or two here. But we want to cover the wheels up. That way any of the chemicals that we are using on the body, they're not going to spray off or run off or touch that carbon ceramic at that point. So that's what we're doing to make sure everything's safe here at this point. All right, so if you're with us this far and you're liking this video, you're liking what's going on here, let me offer you this opportunity. Take this time to subscribe, like the video. That helps us out here. Again, small shop. I'm Bill, I own the company. I'm doing this all by myself for the most part, most days in here. That like button, that subscribe button really helps us out. Thank you. So coming around to the cart here, let's talk about what's on the cart here. So we got a bunch of goodies on here. We obviously see some towels there. Bug and Grime, one of our absolute favorite products here in the shop. Gyeon Bug and Grime, so there's a bunch of bugs on the front. Now the front of this vehicle, probably not too many bugs on the point because they put a temporary paint protection film to drive from Kentucky up the road to Immaculate Paint Protection downtown. They put a temporary paint protection film on the front end. So once we took that off, the paint protection had the bugs on it, right? But so let's find the bugs, put the Bug and Grime on there. We're gonna just let that dwell. Dwell's a fancy word for wait, right? So we're gonna wait until the product does its job there. Spray it on the bug spots. You can see the bug spots. You probably know what bug spots are. The trick with bug spots is get them off as soon as possible, please, while the bug guts and all that come off. The acids and based upon the different types of bugs, some of these bugs are nasty, and they get, and not scary nasty, but just nasty guts inside of them. They have a bunch of acid, and that acid will etch the paint of your vehicle. You let the bugs dry up, smack up, and then that acid is just going to etch the paint to the point where you're probably looking at professional paint correction at that point. Okay, Gyeon tar. So we like Gyeon tar. I know Gyeon tar is safe in the shop. I don't have to worry about it dissolving or streaking off the black plastic on a car like some cheaper, inferior products may do. We do paint protection film in the shop. I know Gyeon tar is going to be safe on the paint protection film for the vehicles that are coming back. So right now I'm going around spraying all the lower areas. There could be road tar coming up. After a couple minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, we're going to rinse off Gyeon Bug and Grime. Now we can wait a little bit longer because we're inside the shop here. So we're inside the shop, air conditioning's running, so it's gonna be 72 degrees, climate controlled, and we're not in the direct sunlight. So you probably don't have the big 4,000 square foot shop at home to wash your vehicle like this. I get that. please take this one thing away from this video. Wash your vehicle in the shade. So the vehicle needs to be in the shade out of direct sunlight. The direct sunlight is going to dry these chemicals off, going to dry the water off. It's not the end of the world if it does, but it just doesn't make for a great car wash. You got to trust me on that one, guys. Why are we going through all of these steps at this meticulous level of detail when we wash this vehicle? Well, one, it's not our vehicle, and we want to wash this vehicle in a safe and effective manner, which means we're not going to swirl and scratch the car. The next step is we want to get the vehicle super clean because we're ultimately going to put thousands of dollars of paint protection film or thousands of dollars of ceramic coating on the vehicle. For the paint protection film to look good, once we put that clear plastic protective layer over it, we need the vehicle to be super clean. For the ceramic coating to work and bond properly and last, we need the vehicle super clean. The ceramic coatings typically fail just because the vehicle's dirty and wasn't prepped properly. So the old adage, preparation is everything, or preparation is key, or the majority of the job is in preparation. This is all the work we do behind it. Now, once the vehicle has the paint protection film on, once the vehicle has the ceramic coating on, it's gonna be a lot easier to wash. Now that's the fun part, is that we bring all our clients back roughly about 30 days after the job is done, and we show them. So we wash the vehicle with our clients to train them on the proper methods to wash the vehicle. Gives us an opportunity to inspect the vehicle, make sure everything is good with the job, but then we can show them firsthand, and they can actually see how the paint protection film works, and they can also see how easy it is to wash the car firsthand using our tools, our process, our technique, and then they're able to keep their car looking showroom ready, showroom news. They're able to keep the car looking great for years to come. So now we're gonna put Gyeon foam into our foam cannon. We changed the nozzle, so there was a wand on here, now there's a foam cannon. Right, so this connection right here, what I want to do is once I put that in, I want to test that connection, and I want to make sure when I pull the trigger on the pressure washer that the foam cannon is going to stay on. What we want to do is we want to pull the trigger and we want to test that connection away from this brand new Corvette Z06. The last thing I want to do is pull this trigger, find out that connection is loose, and slam that bottle, about 32 ounces of water in that bottle right against that car, right? We slam that bottle against the car, if it blows off, we got a bad day. The main thing with putting foam on is just get the soap on the car, get the foam on the car. Now we're gonna come back, we're gonna rinse the vehicle off. We'll let that set up for a couple minutes. Once it starts breaking off, you can see it dripping off the front. More so, we're not really rinsing at this point with the pressure washer to dive down into it. What I'm doing is I'm trying to use the force of the machine, the force of the pressure, use the pressure from the pressure washer to clean this vehicle. Gyeon foam on there, it's a pre-soak. I want that off the vehicle so we're not rubbing all that sand. Just think about it, you get wet sand on there, you got wet sandpaper. That's where your swirls and scratches are gonna come from. So now we're gonna apply an iron decontamination product. So we're using Gyeon iron here. Like that, 2 bottles, because I got a whole stockpile of this stuff in the shopper, so I can do 2 bottles at a time. Just spraying 2 to go on quick. The iron, what it's going to do is going to get on there any embedded iron. Let's look at this Z06 sat out in Bowling Green at the assembly plant by the railroad yard, and they were driving the big railroad, the big steel wheels that kicks off iron. Iron from the brake rotors, not a problem with this vehicle because of the carbon ceramic brakes, but typical, most vehicles have a metallic brake pad. They have a cast iron brake rotor that kicks that iron off. The iron lands on the paint, starts embedding into the clear coat. That's why you see in a white vehicle, sometimes it looks like it's rust, but it's not rust, it's just iron spots, iron deposits. So we really want to get that off. We're going to let the iron set on the vehicle 3 to 5 minutes. Again, we're inside, so we're not rushing. If it sets 6 or 7 minutes, it's fine. The chemical reaction, it goes purple. So if you see purple on the vehicle, it's tough on a black vehicle like this to see purple. We're going to rinse off the iron. Now this product will have a little distinct odor to it. We call it fart juice, but don't be afraid of that. Rinse it off. Now, 2 bucket method time. Everybody asks, what's the 2 bucket method? Well, guess what? You use 2 buckets. So red bucket, red's international symbol for stop. Just clean tap water in there with our washman in there. We have grit guards in the bottom of both of those. We have a grit guard and a washboard. We're going to wash the washman out after we touch every section. In the green bucket, we have Gyeon Bathe in here. Now, this is the same soap you're going to use after the ceramic coating. We can use it before the ceramic coating. Real nice soap. What we like about Gyeon Bathe is it's pH neutral, and it doesn't have all the fillers, all the nonsense. Look at that nice big foam suds there. But what that does is it just leaves the car really clean. Wash and waxes, typically stay away from those. We wouldn't use those in the shop. This is the contact method wash. So start at the top down, I go front to back, then I flip, go side to side, right? No big circle motions like you see in the Karate Kid, like the video. What that does is if you do swirl up the vehicle and you have those circle motions there, it's going to be more noticeable to your eye. Flip it over, do it again. Then it's going to go into the red bucket. I'm going to dump it in the red bucket, rinse it out, put it in the green bucket, get the soap on there. So if we do pick up any grit, any grime, we're going to isolate the damage to a certain section. That seldom ever happens, but it's just belt and suspenders type approach, just building some redundancy into the process to make sure you wash the car the same way. So belt and suspenders, redundant, safe approach so you don't swirl and scratch the vehicle up when you're washing it. Come down around the hood there. This is kind of the fun part here if you're a car guy. You know, some of the car designers, they're known to go out and wash the car by hand. Just you build an emotional relationship with these vehicles when you're in there touching and rubbing them down like that. I know that may sound kind of dirty or whatever, but here, we're here to get clean, so, you know, take that one home with you. I'm really making sure I get up under these areas here. I'm gonna have the car up on the race ramps at some point doing paint protection film on it, so you'll see that later in the video here. There you go, Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's a pretty special label. It's our clients here, they're winning life right there. Come down the lip. That area is going to get wrapped with paint protection film, so I want to make sure that's clean. Open this frunk up here. We can wipe the plastic down at this point. Now we can rinse. So at this point, this is when I need to get 100% of the soap off the vehicle. So start from top down. I'm standing away a little bit, 10, 12, 15 inches or thereabouts. Just really at this point, really just let the force of the pressure washer move off the water, move off the soap. Now we can dry. So here, Gyeon silk dryer is what we're using here. This is a great towel. Using the nap side. The nap side is the more, the side with the fibers sticking up. That's going to grab a bunch of water on that. Super, super nice towel there. Use these every day in the shop. Black towel. We use black towels because black looks cool, but we use black because it's dedicated for the door jambs and for the wheels, right? They're going to have more grime, but that's the last thing you want to do is we got this car all clean. We don't want to smear that all over the paint and run the risk of swirling or scratching or damaging the paint. So we're gonna, I'm lightly just almost teasing this car here with that. Like you want to tickle it almost. I'm not putting as much force, I'm not grinding on the car, I just want to lightly drag the towel over the vehicle to pick the water up from it. If you ever have to stop and rub really hard, I don't care when you're doing it, something's wrong. At that point you need to stop. Most likely you need to get a different chemical. So there you go, we wipe off the wheels with the black towels, open the door jamb up there. Oh yeah, Corvette 70th anniversary, Z06, that's a nice looking car right there. Just dry it all off. That's the towel you want to use. Door jambs, keep them clean. You know, especially in a vehicle like this, you're gonna drag your pant legs across that. You don't want to get your pant legs. Here's the Corvette. So I laid that towel down over the fender. It's not protected yet. We are gonna wrap this car. We're going to protect those fenders with paint protection film. Paint protection film stops all the rock chips, stone chips, and protects against scratches, self-healing. So look, you want that right there. Hopefully your technician is nice enough to put something soft on your car like that. And hopefully his fender protectors are not all dirty or they have grime on them, but we're going to put paint protection film there so when the technician's leaning across there, they don't scratch those fenders up. So you really got to reach in there. We got to reach in. You almost have to lean on that fender to get this tall. I'm about 5'11". I have to stand up on my tiptoes to reach in there and get that dry. You know, next time we hire somebody taller to come in and do that. But put the towel down, just another protection step there, another thought of what we're doing for the client. Make sure we're doing everything we can to just give their car the care and attention it is. Hey, if you liked the video so far, great. Thanks for sticking along to the end. If you can hit the subscribe and like button. We have the wash kits available. We have different wash kits. Everything we showed you here today is available for sale at ImmaculatePaintProtection.com. Follow our process. You're going to wind up with a tool set that's nicer than most professional detailers out there. We also have some full feature-length videos on a Tesla, on a couple pickup trucks. You can check those out on YouTube or check us out on our website at ImmaculatePaintProtection.com for the full feature-length videos.